Lock and load with the new Springans monsters. Okay, we got Springans support. I think this is basically in the one that was missing out a little bit from the Chronicles archetypes, right? We've seen Tri-Brigade support, we've seen branded all over the place. Springans didn't really get anything so far, I think. And so here we are. We have Tri-Brigade Springans kit. Oh wait, we're 2-for-1 deal. We got Tri-Brigade and Springans here. Let's see what we got. Level 4 Light Beast Effect Monster, 1700 attack, 1000 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If you control a Tri-Brigade or Springans monster other than Tri-Brigade Springans kit, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one of these from your grave except Tri-Brigade Springans kit. Tri-Brigade monster, Springans monster, Fallen of Albaz, or a monster that mentions it. Wait, that's pretty good. This card is so insane for Tri-Brigade. This is a really good send for the other kit, right? This turns Fractal into an extender, doesn't it? Fractal is yummy combo now. Good. Wait, is it? No, it's not. Because it makes one Snatchy. But the Snatchy Fractal sent Nerval, search this, revive Nerval. Oh, Nerval make a link 1, right? Oh, it is. It is. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, you normal this, you make Snatchy, and then this brings back the Nerval. Yeah. Oh, yeah, right. You don't want to use Nerval's effect. Yeah. I don't know if that's going to be the optimal way to do that, though. I think there's better ways to do a one card yummy combo because that also takes your normal summon. Like, you can just normal summon any yummy and that's better. And you can play a lot of those and people are not even maxing out on the yummies. Like, there's no real reason to do that. But it's funny. Realistically, though, this is a really good card in Tri-Brigade, right? Because this gives you an actual way to extend, because Tri-Brigade used to be very, very reliant on its normal summon, right? Tri-Brigade was one of those decks where the normal summon did a lot, and the original wave of the deck was like, you had your normal summon, you had your Keras to special summon itself. Those were like your two major pushes. Besides that, it was kind of difficult to really push, which sometimes made the deck very vulnerable, especially going second. This makes it so that, let's say your normal summon gets interacted with. If you have a Fractal in hand, you can go Fractal, send Tri-Brigade kit, Tri-Brigade kit, send Tri-Brigade Springans kit, and then Tri-Brigade Springans kit can revive the Fractal or the kit and then get the effect, right? Which is pretty good already for Tri-Brigade. And if you happen to draw it, it's a free special summon that you can link off and then also get the revive effect, right? So it's a really good card in Tri-Brigade. I don't know how good this is in Springans because I'm not super familiar with Springans, I have to admit. I know Tally Ho, and I know their field spell, and I know some of the extra deck tools like Merrymaker and Sargas, but I'm not sure how good it is in Tri-Brigade. In Springans. I can definitely see it being very good in Tri-Brigade, though. Now, will this finally be enough to make Tri-Brigade playable again? I don't know. I really like Tri-Brigade, by the way. I would love for Tri-Brigade to become a viable, like, mid-range option again. And I guess I was happy and sad at the same time about the stuff in Doom of Dimensions, because I think Tri-Brigade Arms Mauser is a really good card, but then the second card is kind of underwhelming. What was it? It was Tri-Brigade Hammer, I believe is what it was called, the quick play spell. That one was kind of mid, and so I was like, we only get 2 cards, and only one out of those 2 cards is actually good. So like, I was as a Tri-Brigade fan, I was happy that we got something, but I was unhappy with what we got, basically. And this is more, so that's cool. I like that. I'm not sure how good it is for Springans. I'm not sure how good it is for Branded either. It doesn't strike me as something that's worth a slot in Branded, because let's be real here. It does something for Branded, for sure. But realistically, like, Branded already has a billion one-ofs that you can access at a lot of times, and a lot of them, I think, do more than this. Like, this is not... I don't think they will. I really don't think they will. Okay. Gung Ho Springans, rank 4 Fire Machine, 2+ level 4 Springans monsters. You can only use the first, you can only use one of the first and second effect of this card's name per turn, and only once that turn. If this card is Xyz summoned or sent to the grave, you can special summon a Springance Captain Sargass from your deck or graveyard. Ooh, is this the big main deck brick? Is it a brick even? Let me see. I remember this card, I just don't know what it did, but I feel like... If this card's in your hand, field, or grave, you can target a Springance Xyz you control, attach this card to it as material. During your opponent's turn quick effect, you can detach one material from an Xyz you control, then target a face-up card in the field, destroy it. You can only use each of the previous effects once per turn. A Springance Xyz that has this card as material gains 500. He was annoying to actually summon. Okay, but realistically... what is this card needed for? Are there other cards that benefit from this card being around? But because it's not that good to actually, like, you don't need to play this. If it's a brick in your deck, like, you know, is it like necessary for other cards? Like, do they get bonus effects when they're being made with Springance Captain Sargass? Because typically when I see an archetype and I want to play the deck and I read a card like this, I just don't put it in my deck. And the fact that this card summons it for free will probably make me want to put one of it in my deck, but I'm still going to be mad every time I draw it. We play it because what other end board would we do? Okay, fair enough. But you do have to understand how that sounds, right? That sounds like not a good sign for the Springance deck. If this is your end board, or an important, crucial part to your end board, because what else do you have? Not good. You can detach 2 materials from this card, add to your hand, or special summon one of these from your deck. Springance monster, Therion monster, Fallen of Albaz monster. Fallen of Albaz, or a monster that mentions it. Okay. The second effect is where it's at here, realistically, okay? So, we can only use one of these effects. And I feel like we're always going to do this. The thing is, the first effect is if this card is Xyz summoned or sent to the graveyard. So what I could see here is on the first turn, you make this in order to activate the second effect. Then you like overlay another Xyz on top of it, and then you detach it on the opponent's turn. And then on the opponent's turn, you summon out Springance Captain Sargass, and that now is a disruption. I see what they're trying to do here. Is this it? This is it. Okay, I'll say it right now. I don't believe that this is what Springance needed. I mean, this is a good card, and Springance is definitely going to play this. But I don't know if this is making Springance good enough. Is more what I mean. I'm not saying they don't need this. They definitely need this card. It's a good card. But if it's just this one card, I don't know. This card's awesome though. Tri-Brigade Springance Kid is awesome. Yeah, I think this card is good for Tri-Brigade. It's also, now that I'm looking at it more, it's also a really good discard for Keras potentially, right? It basically turns one Keras into 2 bodies. So it solves a couple of problems that Tri-Brigade had. Like, and I like that when they make a card for an archetype that just basically slots in pretty well, while it maintains how the deck plays. Like, it still feels like you're playing Tri-Brigade, but it's just like makes it a little bit easier to push into boards while not being completely broken. Like, it doesn't fix all the issues that Tri-Brigade has. It doesn't increase the ceiling by a crazy amount, but it's a solid card that's gonna solve some of your problems sometimes. Not a bad Quem target. Not a bad Quem target, but realistically, I don't think you're gonna play Quem and this together in any deck, because like it specials from grave. So if you start with Quem, you don't have a target for it yet, right? Would it have been too much to also give her the cheat out link effect? I'm a little biased here because I like Tri-Brigade, so I wouldn't have hated it, but I think power level wise, the answer is yes. I think it would have been too much. Yeah. Realistically, even as a fan of Tri-Brigade, I would say that would have been pretty damn broken. If you can summon this, activate effect, summon, cheat out a link from the extra deck, then link it off, revive something else, and then that also makes another link from the extra deck, right? Like that would have been really, really broken. Yeah. What is the level, like the good level of this card as a support if Holy Sue is a 10? Yeah, Holy, I think Holy Sue it's fair. Right? The Holy Sue is a 10 out of 10 legacy support. This is more like a, I would say, 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 legacy support. It's pretty solid, but I'm not sure it's good enough to make the deck viable, but it's pretty solid. Yeah. At least this can revive properly summon Shureg. Yeah, maybe there's okay. Now we're talking some other implications. Now you're getting me you're getting me thinking, because I'm now remembering that Tri-Brigade was also very often triggering their graveyard effects on the opponent's turn, right? Like you would use Revolt, summon some Tri-Brigades, link them off, and then get all of their effects, right? You get your Nerval Search again for follow-up, and now we can also include a Tri-Brigade Springance kit in that equation somewhere in the Revolt. We link it off, send it to the graveyard, and then we could revive something on the opponent's turn. The question is, how often are you going to have a properly summoned Tri-Brigade Shureg in your graveyard on your opponent's turn? The answer is probably not that often, but sometimes, maybe. In like a grindier game that Tri-Brigade was good at producing, that might happen, where you are out of Shuregs, but you can go Revolt, bring this back, link it off, bring Shureg back, banish, because Shureg is on special summon. Yeah, this can revive a link, so easy link climbing. Yeah, however, once again, same thing. You have to be careful that you can only revive link monsters that you've properly summoned, right? Like you have to properly link summon the thing to revive it with this, which Tri-Brigade usually doesn't do that very often. But as soon as you have one link monster in rotation that was properly summoned, you can bring this back. Yeah. Didn't some variants use 2 Shuregs, one to search something when it was sent to the grave and the other for disruption? Yes, but even those versions would usually cheat out the first one on their turn. It was like you would combo and then you would banish 4 from the grave to cheat out a Shureg and then link it off to search like DD Crow or something like that, or an extender or something, you know, depending on your line. And that Shureg then would not be properly special summoned, right? You would not be able to revive that Shureg with Tri-Brigade Springance kit. Tri-Brigade can play with the Yummy lock since you don't really rely on link summoning the big links. In theory, yes. I really don't know if this being a light beast is gonna make Yummy Tri-Brigade a thing, because realistically you would just be adding a lot of normal summons to Yummy. I don't know if that's what you want to do, and I don't know if the synergy, quite frankly, I don't know if the synergy is like good enough, but maybe. I mean, look, we've seen it all with Yummy, so I'm not gonna say that that's never gonna be a thing, because I haven't tried it, and with all the Yummy versions that are popping up, it's definitely a possibility if people find some solid ways to bridge and minimize the engine requirements and stuff like that. It could be a thing. The question is, what's the payoff really? Maybe a Yummy deck that plays even better into D-Barrier because it has Tri-Brigade lines, and maybe you can make a stronger end board because you can add like a Revolt to it or something. I don't know. You use the Yummies in the grave as banish fodder for the Tri-Brigade links, and then what do your Yummy synchros tag out into? Dimensional Barrier has to be banned before these come out. I don't even want to think about if it's not. We're not going to get into that discussion right now. No, not right now.